What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Roll for Commander Deck. Last week we rolled a Selesnya Self-Mill +1/+1 counter Voltron deck that all the cards had to be a mono color. This was not really that hard of a build, surprisingly, compared to the last Selesnya build that we had, so let's jump straight into it. Our commander that we're starting with is Lae'zel, Valakut champion, and in the background we have is Master Chef, allowing her to come down on turn 4 as a 5/5. Down in our creatures, we have Aftermath Analyst, Armorcraft Judge, Aron Venerated Guardian, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Defiler of Vigor, Eternal Witness, Farhaven Elf, Greensleeves Marrow Sorcerer, Halvard God of Battle, flipping into Sword of the Realms, Ice Till Explorer, Kelith Sunmane Familiar, Lumra Bellow of the Woods, Molt Tender, Pure Steel Paladin, Rainveil Rejuvenator, SRAM Senior Edificer, and Wirewood Symbiote, allowing us to get more mills off of the Aftermath Analyst, making our Eternal Witness a better hit when we are returning something from the graveyard. Our sorcerers, we have Cultivate Kodama's Reach, Nature's Lore, Roots of Wisdom, and 3 visits. It is mostly ramp with 1 mill spell. In our instance, we have Archdruid's Charm, Cycle of Renewal, Midnight Tilling, Path to Exile, Seed of Hope, Strength of Will, and Swords to Plowshares. Down in our artifacts, it is a lot of the regular faces for a Voltron build. We've got Arcane Signet, Basilisk Collar, Champion's Helm, Codex Shredder, Colossus Hammer, Conqueror's Flail, Excalibur Sword of Eden, Head Shredder, Cauldron Complete, Monster Manual, Nettle Cyst, Palantir of Orthanc, Pearl Medallion, Soul Ring, Sting, the Glinting Dagger, Swiftfoot Boots, Sword of the Animist, the Earth Crystal, and the One Ring. A lot of these work to buff our +1/+1 counters, or just make our commander that much larger and that much more of a threat. Down in our enchantments, we have All That Glitters, Avatar Destiny, Crawling Infestation, Doubling Season, Earthbender Ascension, Forge Anew to allow us to equip at instant speed, Innkeeper's Talent, Leaves from the Vine, Leyline of Abundance, Mantle of the Ancients, Raised by Giants, Sigarda's Aid, Spelunking, Sphere Grid, and Undergrowth Recon. Undergrowth Recon returns a land to the battlefield at the beginning of our upkeep, which, if we have Ice Still Explorer, allows us to mill another card, getting us deeper into our deck so that we're seeing more of our cards. Leyline of Abundance is there just for that last line of text. If we had Rishkar Pima Renegade, which this deck severely wants, we would be tapping everything for double green. However, with the 8 mana ability, puts a +1/+1 counter on every creature that we control. Down in our lands, we have Blossoming Sands, Boseiju Who Endures, Botanical Plaza, Eden, Seat of the Sanctum, 13 Forests, a Myriad Landscape, 12 Plains, a Radiant Grove, a Savanna, a Selesnya Sanctuary, a Thorn Glint Bridge, and Thriving Grove. Ideally, there were some changes that I would make to this. Number one is I would put some multicolored cards in here, namely Sovereign Okonek Ahau and Kutzel Malamet Exemplar. Kutzel to give us more protection on our turn, and Okonek to allow us to make our creatures even bigger and bigger, because when you swing with him, he puts +1/+1 counters on creatures equal to the difference between their power and their base power. So definitely a very, very strong card and a good addition to this deck. Also, it would be Rishkar Pima Renegade, allowing us to use our creatures with +1/+1 counters on them to tap for green, and giving us a little bit more use out of Leyline of Abundance. Come back next week and see what we roll and see if it is as strange as last week, but not quite as weird as this one.